Hi, and welcome to the Mindful Soul Center's beginning yoga practice. This practice is designed for relaxation and to get acquainted with yoga. My name is Amy Adams, and I welcome you. Sounds so corny. We're going to begin in a seated pose with our legs crossed. This is called the easy pose. So we'll just begin here. And we'll close our eyes for a moment, and we're just going to breathe in and out through our nose. Now, if you're congested, use your mouth, but if you can, use your nose to breathe. Just breathe naturally. Follow your natural rhythm. Gently open your eyes, and then we'll begin by raising our arms all the way up over our head, our hands together, and look up with a deep inhale. And then exhale your hands down. We're going to do that 2 more times. So let's inhale our arms all the way up. Inhale. And exhale your hands down. And for a final time, inhale our arms all the way up. And exhale our arms all the way down. Now let's inhale our arms up, but we're going to put them to the front of our body. And then we're going to lean down with an exhale. We're going to put our hands down on the ground, and we're going to crawl them forward. It doesn't matter how far down you go. Now, if your feet too, when they're crossed, if they get heated or something and you need to adjust, feel free to adjust. Breathe in deeply. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, let's start to walk our fingers back and sit up. And just breathe naturally. Now we're going to go onto all fours. So let's face the short edge of our mat. We're going to put our hands down on the mat, our knees, and the tops of our feet. Now our hands, we're going to use the chubby part below our thumb, and then the kind of mountains that we have where our fingers meet our hands, and the side area. So we don't want to have weight in the wrist. So you can put them down again. Your index finger is along the long side of the mat, and your shoulders are over your wrist. If you need to adjust, do so. Your knees are have some space between them, maybe, 10 centimeters or 6 inches. And your feet are flat on the mat. Our back is in a neutral position, and we're going to kind of tuck in your tummy here and just feel your abdominal muscles pulling inward. And then we're going to start to move in this position, from this position. So we're going to curve our back. Our head is looking upward. We're dropping the belly. And then we're going to, that's with an inhale. And then we exhale to a rounded back for cat pose. So it's called cat and cow. So we're going to inhale and look up. And exhale, rounding your back. We're going to do that a few more times. So let's inhale and exhale. Let's inhale, looking up, and exhale. Inhale, looking up, and exhale. Go back to a neutral spine. And now let's take our right foot and press our toes down into the mat, stretching it back. And then just rock back and forth gently. On the mat. Your hands stay on the mat, but you're rocking gently back and forth. Feel the stretch in your calf muscle, and even the muscles in your. Now let's bring that back next to your other knee, and let's take your left side and stretch it back. Our toes, and we're moving back and forth. Now our right leg too is moving back and forth, but we're keeping the top of our foot down on the mat, and just our thigh is moving forward and backward. You can just look down to the space in between your hands. Now bring your knees back to center, and now put your toes together, and then I want you to take one knee at a time and widen the distance between them. Then slowly push your hips back onto your legs, and if you can, place your forehead down on the ground, and if that's not accessible, then take your arms and just place one on top of the other and put your forehead there, or you can clasp your hands together and place your hands on your clasp. Place your head on the clasped hands. I prefer to put my arms. It's more comfortable if we're going to do it this way for me, but you do what feels most comfortable for you. And if you can, extend them in front of you. And you can even kind of push back a little bit with your hands if your hands are forward. And just kind of push up on our hands. And let's put our knees back together one at a time. And then we're going to move forward. Move our one hand forward, the other hand forward. And let's take our toes. We're going to prepare. And we're going to push up into downward dog. We're going to keep our knees bent. Even if you can keep your legs straight, for this time, we're not going to do that yet. So keep your knees bent. Notice how your hands feel. Remember when we were doing the cat and cow? Let's think about how our weight is going into our hands. We don't want the weight to be in our wrists. We want to transfer the weight into the hands and the little mountains and thumb, the area below the thumb. So think about the weight going into your thumb and your index finger. You might even think about your hand as being cupped somewhat, like a little tent. And take long, deep breaths here. Trying to keep our shoulders away from our ears. Now, you can straighten one leg and then bend the other knee and just pedal your feet. Alternating. And if you feel uncomfortable, you can put your feet a little bit wider if it's not comfortable to have them hip-width distance apart. But ideally, you'll be hip-width distance apart with your feet. And if you need to go a little wider, you can. Now, you can maybe put your heels down or not. It depends on your level of flexibility. It doesn't matter. If you are uncomfortable at any moment now in this little stretch, just bend your knees again. Now, try to straighten them. And then with bent knees, we're going to walk to the top of our mat. And then when we get closer, we're going to remain in a forward fold. Now with forward fold, we're going to simply just let our head, the weight of our head pull down with the natural gravity. Our knees are bent. Our belly is on our thighs. Our hands are on the mat if they can reach. If they can't reach, you can put your fingertips. If you can't even get your fingertips there, bend your knees more and put your fingers down. It's okay to bend your knees. If that's uncomfortable and you still can't reach, then just get to a place where you feel the most comfortable. Maybe hold your ankles gently though, don't grip them. Gently hold them and allow the weight of your head to lengthen your spine. And just breathe normally. Now just slowly roll all the way up, very, very slowly. We're tucking in our tailbone, and one vertebrae at a time rolls up. And roll our shoulders back. And you put your hands at your heart. And just pause for a moment. Now you can stay at the top of your mat, or you can turn to the side if you want. And again, our feet are hip-width distance apart. Hands at our heart. I'm just turning this way so you can see me better. And just inhale your arms all the way up. And exhale your arms down. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale your arms down. Inhale your arms all the way up one more time. And this time I want you to take your left wrist and I want you to reach up as you hold it with your right hand. And then pushing your shoulders back, slowly bend to the right side. And you should feel this in your side body. We don't want to flop forward. We're not moving like this. We're putting our body back, straight, and to the side. Now lift your arms all the way up, and then switch your arm, and then to the side. Feel free to make noise when you're breathing. Nice, deep, long breath. Now arms all the way up, and then slowly release them. Just wait for the fly to get off my So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to, I'll face this way so you can see me better, but normally you would be at the top of your mat for this sequence, okay? So I'm just going to face this way just to go over something. Okay, so we're going to inhale our arms all the way up, and then we're going to exhale all the way down to the forward fold. And then again, bend your knees, relax. Now this time, we're going to open our shoulders a little bit, and you can put your hands on your calves or even up by your thighs. And you're going to just have your back is just going to be at the halfway mark, right? So that's why they call it the half lift. And then we're going to exhale down, and let's do that again, half lift. So we're opening the shoulders a little bit, our collarbone area. We're looking forward, but we're not really rising up too much. We're just opening up and then exhaling down. Now, if I say something and you need to breathe, like exhale and inhale more than them, it's okay. But normally when we do the half lift, we do an inhale. And then we exhale down. So now, we're going to take gently bend our knees, we have our hands on the mat, and let's step our right foot back, and then our left foot back, and put our knees down, and then we're going to lower down the chest and chin, and our hands are below our shoulder blades, and our elbows are close to our body, and we inhale and we lift our head for Cobra. And then we can exhale our head down. And keeping your hands under your shoulders where they are, the tops of your feet are pressed into the mat, our shoulder blades are rolled back, our elbows are close to our body. We're going to inhale and lift. And then let's exhale our head down one more time. We'll do that one more time. So let's inhale and lift. And then just breathe again here. We're going to hold it for a moment. So take in, inhale and exhale normally. Your knees may be off of the mat. The tops of your feet are on the mat. And you're keeping your elbows close to your body. And then let's release and exhale down. Now I want you to use your arms and be aware we're going to tap our toes and we're going to push back and we're going to push back to child's pose like we did earlier, but you may have to adjust. So open your knees and then push back. Your toes are together. Now let's take our arms closer to our body, under our shoulders. We're going to put our knees together and then let's crawl back out and lower down. And our hands are next to our head, our hands under our shoulders. And let's roll our shoulder blades back together. Let's lift up again. With an inhale and exhale. And then inhale up again. Cobra. And exhale. And then one more time. And exhale. Now we're going to tap our toes. We're going to push up with our elbows and hands. And then we're going to come into a seated position. Okay, now, I think that's enough for today for our small relaxation practice. So I would like to thank you for joining me today and being here and taking care and nourishing your body. Namaste.